buddy. What's up to Lion Talk Live? So we love you too, buddy.
What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Duke Crew. This is Ball Hawk Ifeatu Melifonwu of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live and Coach Dan by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
I love nothing more than watching Lions Talk Live every morning. Woo!
Well, greetings and salutations, everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm your host once again, Dan Thornton, and I want to thank you all for coming on in today. Lions Talk Live. It is a Sunday show morning edition. It is not a game day for the Detroit Lions, but that doesn't mean the Detroit Lions don't have something to pay attention to, as we all get it. Yesterday, the NFL playoffs kicked off, and today the NFC playoffs get started. It's going to have every Lions fan sitting there probably on their seats watching, trying to anticipate who we're going to play, trying to figure out, Scooby-Doo, how the playoffs are going to unfold, and just who the Detroit Lions are going to face in the first game of the playoffs for us next week. NFC title game, the Super Bowl, the whole shebang-a-bang. Hey, it's one of the rites of passages. Your team, the Detroit Lions, were dominant this season. Despite all the hurdles they had to overcome, they finished 15-2. They overcame every adverse situation they could. And yes, part of that byproduct of the success is they get to sit by in their comfy chairs, whatever they want to do today. I don't know, maybe they have a big team watch party today for the games at Ford Field, whatever they're going to do. They're going to sit there, figure it out, get the coaches working, figuring out what they have to scheme up for this team, that team, whatever team they're going to face next week. All right, before we get into all that stuff, before we get into the 5 headlines now, before we get into the main topic of the day and the Duke Crew comment section, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. We are, I want to say 92 subs away from hitting 12,900. Never thought this would happen, but hey, we are there, and I want to be thankful to everybody out there who is subscribed to the channel. Also, if you got half a second of time, it is, after all, free of charge. Reach on down, hit that thumbs up button, the like button, the share button, all the buttons. We try to get every episode between 200, 300, 400 or more thumbs up or likes. If you can assist with that, man, I actually would be thankful. As you guys know, everyone on YouTube, the more likes and comments you get, hey, the more views you get, the more it helps your channel. All right, with all that now said and done out of the way, one last thing. As you guys probably know, if you are considering looking for a book to read, maybe you like historical fact and mixed with some fictional characters, go to Amazon.com or wherever you find good reading literature and order Kajor book. It is the first in a 9-part series. Second book releases late this year. It is centralized around Native American culture, Japanese cultures meeting in basically Asia. So if you like ninjas, you like samurais, you like Native American warriors, and along with some mythology, go ahead and check it out. And if you like it, please consider leaving a kind review. All right, now with all that said and done out of the way, let's go ahead and get this show rolling and going and into the first segment. And that is, as you know, 5 headlines now. You know, it's always interesting on a week where the Lions don't play. The headlines normally kind of get slimmer and slimmer as the week goes on. And just because, to be fair, the team just doesn't have that much going on. Today's not the case. There actually was a gluttony of headlines to go through. I didn't get them all. I think I went with 6, though. So you get a bonus bonus story out of it all. But, hey, we'll dive in and get to that going. And as we get into it, Lions veteran playmaker deserves more playing time in playoffs. Fans side with this one. Story by Kim Yoblan with this one. And, I think there are probably some truth to this one. If you read through it, you're probably like, man, who are they talking about? Is this a defensive player, offensive player? But what I could say is Khalif Raymond is the center of this story. And Khalif Raymond is very, I think, important to this team. You look at the special teams contributions, punt return, kickoff returns, etc., but also his speed, his ability to shift gears, get in and out, his lateral quickness. All this, I think, as he continues to come back from a foot injury that he suffered that had him out for a few weeks, I think Khalif Raymond could end up being one of the more unsung heroes going into the playoffs. You look at his involvement in the crossing routes, deep routes, his screen game. The Lions have a lot of things going their way, including playing at Ford Field. We all get that. The Ford Field fanatics are going to be loud and proud for every game the Lions play here. But with Khalif Raymond on that surface and indoors, you think about him, Gibbs, St. Brown, Laporta, Jamison Williams. That's a lot of speed and a lot of weapons for most defenses to accommodate and try to pick up and maintain some kind of level of consistent coverage on him. Khalif Raymond might be somebody, I won't be surprised if it's next week or whenever in the playoffs, where he just has some big game. And big doesn't have to be 10,000 yards by halftime or something, but can he contribute a solid 50 to 70 yards on offense? And then whatever he does on special teams, maybe another 50 to 90 yards, either punt returns, kick returns, or a combination of the two. Khalif Raymond's probably somebody we're all going to want to pay attention to. And I won't be surprised if Ben Johnson's already got something dialed up for him come playoff time. All right, going to the next of the 5 glorious headlines now. Detroit Lions, Malafanu focused on playoffs, not free agency. Glenn talks with Saints, story by Dave Burkett of Detroit Free Press. We all get it. Lions, I think last count have, I want to say it was 8 different people that are either coaches, front office people that are already being interviewed or have been interviewed by other organizations. Everyone from, you guys know it, Chris Spielman, Fraley. I mean, there's a lot of different people, a lot of different talented people in the Detroit Lions organization, either as a coach or front office staff that are probably going to, in some way, shape, or form, get interviewed, and then we'll have to wait and see if they depart. Ife Melifonwu, I think, we talked about this a little bit yesterday. He does have a lot of value to either the Detroit Lions or somebody else, a 6'3" safety that can play corner, that's got that wingspan, and he's got a glorious wingspan for a defender. I won't be surprised if somebody throws some money at him. Obviously, the only real hesitation with him has been his injury history. And there's no way around that. If you're signing him, you believe he's beyond that and that you can get something out of it. If you're the Detroit Lions, you can maintain him. I think that gives you a lot of flexibility, not just obviously for these playoffs. The Lions are going to use 3 safeties probably the vast majority of the time. But going forward, whether it's Aaron Glenn or whoever is going to be the defensive coordinator going forward after the season, I think Ife Melifonwu would be a piece I'd want to keep. My only question is I'm not going to overpay for him because of the injury history. Kid's got game. Kid's got talent. He's got all sorts of stuff. He's got the right personality, not a headache in the locker room or anything like that. I understand why the Lions would probably want to re-sign him. All right. Detroit Lions are America's team once again for the NFL playoffs 2025. Story by Andrew Burkell of the Detroit Free Press. Let's go ahead and bring this up on the screens for you guys. So most of you guys are probably aware Lions last year were America's team, and this was illustrated by different points. This what you're seeing right here, this map. Last year, as the playoffs matured and went forward, more and more of it became filled with Lions fans. Going into the playoffs right now, they did a poll, hey, who you're rooting for, and mostly by a state-by-state basis. You could see on the screen all the different highlighted areas where, hey, Detroit Lions are kings of North America, you could say. You got Alaska, you got the greater Maine and northern, whatever you want to say, East Coast. You got, right up the middle over here of all Detroit Lions fans. You got the outer West Coast, northern West Coast, all supporting the Detroit Lions. As teams drop out, I won't be surprised if more and more of these states go to Detroit Lions. And, I get it, the compelling story behind the Detroit Lions, everything they put together, the huge turnaround they've done in recent years, it's all playing a part. Hey, across the nation, it's time to cheer on the Duke Crew and the Detroit Lions. I get it. Everybody loves the Detroit Lions. And you know what? I think they're going to continue to love the Detroit Lions. Who are you rooting for if your team's out? Across the nation, it appears to be that you're rooting for the Detroit Lions. All right. A lot of you guys are trying to get tickets still for the next week's playoff games. Well, this may assist you. Dutch Girl Donuts is also giving away a pair of Detroit Lions tickets. Here's how to enter. So if you're looking to get a pair of tickets, let's dive into this. Hey, this pulled up here. Let me scroll down a little bit here. So apparently from this week, Tuesday to Friday, upcoming week, that is, if you want a chance to get the Lion tickets they're giving away, you've got to go onto their go into the store, get tickets. Basically, if you purchase a dozen donuts, you get a ticket, and then you get to enter into the raffle drawing. They'll be doing that apparently next Friday, around 6 p.m. January 17th. So you got 5 days. I don't know anything about Dutch Girl Donuts. I don't eat donuts, and Jen doesn't let me eat a donut. So you may want to check it out. Go to their website, go to their Facebook page, see what you can do. If you're in the company's based out of Rochester, I guess. But if you want to go ahead and see what you can do to have an opportunity to win those tickets, go check out their Facebook page, etc. All right. Detroit Lions make major announcements ahead of playoffs. The heavy story by Ann Erickson with this one. First, I was like, hey, man, what's this story about? But I checked it out. Hey, the Lions did announce a number of different things. This comes on last Thursday, so I'm a little late to the story here. But this story goes on to talk about all the different records either the Lions themselves or players on the team have talked about. Let's start with Jack Fox, set an NFL single-season record with a 46.2 net punting average this season. So that's impressive. We all get it. Jack Fox, if he played 20, 30 years ago, he'd probably be in the Hall of Fame. He's just been that good. Nowadays, there are a lot of very good punters. There's people that just specialize in it. Hey, man, your kid gets to high school, doesn't want to play this position, that position. I'm going to train him to be a punter, and you know what's paying off for some of these guys. Lions quarterback Jared Goff, of course, has a bevy of record-breaking stats this season. The team shared that he is the first player in NFL history to produce at least 4,500 passing yards and a 72% completion rate in a season. Goff, as you guys know, we talked about a number of his other records this season. A couple other ones here that we'll highlight. We're not going to get into every record they've set because there are a ton of them for the Detroit Lions. Amon-Ra St. Brown became the third player in NFL history to produce more than 115 receptions and more than 10 receiving touchdowns in consecutive seasons. The team also announced that. Lions running backs were also stellar this season, according to Lions PR department and communications department. Lions running backs unit combined for 3,307 yards from scrimmage and 32 touchdowns this season, leading the NFL running backs units in both categories. The last NFL team to have their running backs combined for at least 3,000 yards and 30 touchdowns, according to the PR department, is the 06 Chargers. So, hey, I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to go through each of these. There are a ton of them out there. I'm sure you guys, if you want to look up each of the Detroit Lions records, either an individual or the team set this year, you can do that. But, hey, let's be fair. They've set a whole ton of them. All right, last of the 5 headlines, the 6th headline. Lions urge to poach division rival $17 million starting defender. Sporting News with this one. You know, I bring it up because I know we brought it up briefly yesterday, but could the Lions do it? Well, let's talk about it. Carlton Davis, Kendall Vildor are both on expiring contracts. So chances are one, if not both of them, are going to be gone. Byron Murphy Jr. of the Minnesota Vikings has had an incredible season. He's a bit of a veteran, so he fits in with a lot of what Aaron Glenn likes to do as a defensive coordinator. That would be the hesitation I'd have with talking about either an offensive player or adding a defensive player at this point. We just don't know if either or both of those coordinators are going to return and who the next person to take on those mantles, what kind of adjustments they're going to make. Are they going to still want to play so much man coverage? I don't know, because I don't know who that person's going to be. But Byron Murphy Jr. would be a person of interest for the Detroit Lions. Would he fit in with the current schemes? Yes. Again, hard to predict what's going to happen in the future if Aaron Glenn gets a head coaching job. And I'll be the first to say it. I think he's a strong head coaching candidate. I won't be surprised if somebody takes him. I know he's completed a lot of his interview requests. I know Ben Johnson completed the one with, was it the Chicago Bears yesterday, amongst a few others this week. So we'll see what shakes out. But I would hope for both guys, you know, at this point, today's Sunday, that you're done with your interview requests unless something really new emerges, because you want to be all focused on the game coming up next weekend. All right, with 5 headlines on the way, let's go ahead and get over to the main topic of the day. All right, it is an unbelievable time of the year. The NFL playoffs are here, and they are near for the Detroit Lions, who now, more than likely, are either 6 or 7 days away from playing their first playoff game. Who they're going to play? Well, that's going to be the big question. I know a bunch of you guys this week have said, hey, I'd like to see this team. I'd rather see that team. I know a number of us say, hey, we want to see somebody new. And that's going to be hard to do with the playoffs. We talked about it yesterday. Packers, Eagles. I actually think the Packers have a chance, and a lot of that is because of Jalen Hurst. If he is as rusty as I think he potentially could be today, then you know what? That provides an opportunity early in a game for the Packers to go out there. If they can get that offense going in the first half, which, to be fair, has been a struggle for them this year, I think the Packers have a chance. Both of yesterday's games weren't very compelling, at least in my eyes. I thought, man, the Chargers had a golden opportunity right out of the gates. They dropped some passes. They did get a turnover. Then they, kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit more. Hey, playoff time, like any other time, you got to take care of your advantages when you have them. They had a huge opportunity in the first two drives of the game to go up 14-0. Instead, they settled for field goals on the road. It is what it is. I actually, watching the Steelers-Ravens game yesterday, there was a time where the Ravens were up 7-0. Steelers went for it, got to 4th and inches. I get why they don't go for it on 4th and inches. I want to say they were like the 40-yard line, their own 40-yard line. To me, man, you're playing on the road. You're playing outdoors. You've got just a powerful offense for the Ravens. I thought it was a missed opportunity not to go for that 4th and inches. End of the day, I just didn't think the Steelers had enough offense to really keep up with the Ravens. That ended up being correct. But you get that 4th and inches. Not only do you take some pressure off that D, because that defense, in my opinion, looked pretty worn out by the end of the first quarter. You could have kept that offense on the field. Moving on from the AFC, though, let's move on over to us, though. We already talked about the Packers, Eagles, Commanders, Bucks. I like the Commanders' chances 100%. The only real question mark I have is, hey, Jaden Daniels, he's had a historic rookie season at quarterback. He's still a rookie, though. I think the Bucks have a very, very good defense and a defensive-minded coach. Can you Scooby-Doo some things, mix some things up in coverage, catch them off guard? You really only got to catch the other team off guard every once in a while in the playoffs, in my opinion, between two evenly matched teams. And I do think these two teams are fairly evenly matched to really turn the game, the tide in your direction. I think the Bucks have a real chance here, but I'm still going to pick the Commanders. Tomorrow night's game, hey, I get it. There's everybody's watching this one because it's the Matt Stafford, Kelly Stafford, Rams. You got the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings might just indeed be the number 2 or 3 best team in the NFC. But with that being said, there are a lot of question marks right now about Sam Darnold. Does he hold on to the ball too long? Probably. Is some of that maybe the offensive coordinator, who's probably also the head coach? Is he getting them to hold on to the ball too long because of the routes he's calling? I was real surprised, and no disrespect to the Detroit Lions, our defense. I thought we played great last game, but I was real surprised Kevin O'Connell didn't call more crossing patterns to try to force obvious matchup situations or issues for the Detroit Lions where maybe you could get away with a few more illegal pick plays. That isn't always the case with teams when they try to beat us with crossing patterns. But I thought they could have done some more things to help Darnold out. It'll be interesting to see what they do this game. All right, Duker, what do you guys have to say about all these things? It's an unbelievable time of the year. The playoffs are here. The Lions are getting healthy. We're resting. You got the Ford Field fanatics. Some of them already camping out. Reports are you're going to have some people camping out Saturday night to try to get into their faster. In the Ford Field, people are going to be, I'm sure, enjoying their beverages as they get ready for the game. But what do you say? Who do you think we should face? Who are you cheering for today? Maybe that's the better way to phrase it. Who are you cheering for to win in the NFC today that you think, hey, I would rather see this team than that team? I get the familiarity with most of these teams. Really, the only team out there that we haven't played this year would be the Commanders, right? And the Eagles, but we can't face the Eagles to the NFC title game. We've played the Packers twice. We played the Bucks. We played the Rams. Hey, you're more than likely you're going to face somebody you've seen already. All right, I'm swinging on over to you guys. Let me fix up a few things here. Looks like we're getting a little lag, so let me see if I can clean this up with a memory swipe real quick. All right, that's probably as good as I can do while on air. All right, let me scroll to the top of the screen. Moving on up to the top and to a deluxe comment section in the sky. Some of you will get that reference to the Jeffersons. All right, JDC, morning all. Back at you, JDC. Hopefully you're having a good one. Bo, good morning, Duke Crew. Home teams 2-0 so far. Exclamation point. I see Super Bowl. Woo! Yeah, and hey, we talk about home field advantage during the regular season. Now imagine it in the playoffs. I mean, hey, we're all wired the same way as humans, at least the vast majority of us. I shouldn't say all of us. You understand the pressure of the moment. It's win or go home. And yes, that does affect people differently. Some people are cool as ice. Very few people, but a small percentage are cool as ice in those moments. The rest of us, especially quarterbacks, younger quarterbacks, they start feeling that pressure. You know, hey, I look up at the scoreboard, man, they just scored. We got to answer. It's 3rd and 5. You know, I'm a little behind, a little ahead with that pass. Whatever it is, now the other team scores and it's, 14-0. As long as you don't do anything to relieve that pressure from the team that's now down 14 points or whatever the score may be, you know what? People start choking a little bit. Clark, yo, exclamation point. I've got to work a bit today, but I am going to be watching all the games. Can't wait to find out who we play. Yeah, I think that's the big thing today. While there's no pressure immediately on the Lions, a lot of Lions fans, hey, you got a reason to pay attention today because you want to know who are we going to face. I've also got to work today. I got to host an open house a little later today, and then, hey, I'm probably just working on out, hitting the gym, and watching the NFL football game. All night or day, whatever I want to say. All right, Berg time. Good morning, Dan, the Duke Crew. Exclamation points. Hopefully today we see who we are getting one pride. Yeah, well, more than likely. I mean, there is a scenario. It could come down to tomorrow night's game for sure. That could happen. But I'm going to guess we'll probably have I'd say a 90% chance we'll know who we're playing by the time we all go to bed tonight. Eddie, let's see. Chargers should have won yesterday. Just couldn't score. I was surprised with some of their offensive play calling. They were also victimized. I want to say it was like their first or second drive of the game. They had a pretty good shot downfield that I want to say was one of their tight ends dropped. I mean, he was wide open, and he just dropped it. Can't do stuff like that in the playoffs against two fairly even teams, which I thought yesterday's matchup between Houston and the Chargers, those were two pretty good teams, evenly matched, not a big advantage one way or the other. Berg time, good morning, JDC. Go Lions, back at you both. Big Eddie, greetings and salutations to everyone, by the way. Hey, good to see you, my friend, as always this morning, and thank you for that. Patrick, good morning, all. Well, I made it this morning only because I didn't sleep last night. Sorry to hear that, man. Hopefully you were dreaming of the Lions' victories in the playoffs. Laughing out loud, I guess we'll see who we play next week very soon. Yes, indeed. Probably, I guess, by later today we'll know, but there is, again, a chance that we will have to wait until tomorrow night's winners. JDC, Lions Fanatic, Berg time, morning, back at you both. Detroit Mac, good morning, Duke Crew. I got my smoke, I got my coffee, I got my Lions Talk Live, and I got football all day today. Life is good. It's not a bad setup for you, my friend. Go enjoy a delicious Mountain Dew. That's what I would recommend. All right, JDC, woo! I'll go with that. Yes, and don't drink Mountain Dew if you're not into all that stuff. So I have one a day, but it's got to be, can't be from a can or a bottle. It's got to be from a fountain. It's got to be watered down a little bit. Lions Talk Live fan, man, seems like yesterday we were here talking about mock drafts. This season has kind of flown by, but part of that, I think, is because we've been winning so much. When we lose, I'll put it this way. If there's a game that we play and it's sort of like the Dallas Cowboys a year ago where it's some sort of dramatic, controversial finish, it seems to make the seasons last longer because you have so much emotions about that situation. In regards to the drafts, I know some of you guys have already called for mock drafts. I probably should get something out there. But I've just been so focused on this season, enjoying this, not looking forward. I haven't really worried about free agency talk, draft talk. Although at some point it's going to happen, right? We're going to move on from this season. Even if we win the Super Bowl, at some point we're going to be focused on next year. Hookadoo, good morning, Duke Crew. The train's going to be leaving for the Super Bowl, so all aboard Lions and our incredible fans. Chuga, chuga, chuga. I'm down with that. Let's see, Trey, what's good? All question mark. Coach, how do you come up with stuff to talk about 7 days a week? Question mark. I think that's got to be tough. The only thing I can say, Trey, is I enjoyed being a journalist and a reporter, and I still get to do it a little bit here and there. So that that's one of the things you're taught to do early. If you're going to make it in that line of work, that field, you got to find stuff to for your readership or viewership in this case to listen to or read. And hey, I enjoy trying to find this stuff, so I'm glad you guys allow me to do it. Let's see, Darcy at Lions Talk Live fan, right, exclamation point. This season went by in a minute. It's been a great year for us. It is, man. Let me ask you guys. You can throw your thoughts in the comments section. When the Lions win the Super Bowl this year, how great is this team historically? I mean, you think about, let's see, you got to win 3 more games to get to Super Bowl championship. So that would put us at 18-2. How many teams really have ever had 18 wins in the NFL and Super Bowl champs? I can't think of very many. Maybe there's been somebody, and I know somebody's going to bring up, well, the Miami Dolphins, when they won it and went undefeated, I don't even remember. There was like a 14-game season or 15-game season, whatever it was, if you include the playoffs. And that's true. That number should not be swept under the rug. That was historic. You didn't lose a single game. But historically speaking, how many teams across history will have been anywhere near what this Lions teams did? Where do you rank them against, say, the greatest show on turf or the 2000, Baltimore Ravens or whoever else you want to throw out there? I think there would be a real debate going around there. This might be one of, and I'm never going to say that's the greatest team ever, but it would be in the conversation in the NFL lores, and I can hear NFL films doing a thing on them. But I would have to believe you would be in the conversation for one of the top 10 NFL teams ever in a single season. All right, Lions Talk Live fan, easy to trade when everyone hates or doubts you. Yeah, everybody does hate and doubt the Lions for sure. Let them keep doing it, though. That makes us work even harder. Hookadoo, good morning, Bird Time. Did you find your tickets for the game, Bird? Yay. Let us know, man. I forgot to ask you that in the comment section or when I read your comment, but hopefully you got one. If not, you might want to go to that donut store and see if you can win some. Bo, all wins yesterday by more than 10 points. Win today or tomorrow night. Be closer. Stay tuned. Oh, yeah. Thank you for that. And, I'm guessing there'll be some closer games today. But you know what? Who knows, man? Maybe just home teams rule. Darcy, when are we doing a mock draft? I'll probably more than likely save that. Maybe what we could do is when we win the NFC title game and we got that 2-week span, maybe we can start doing them there just to kind of fill in some stuff there. If not, it'll be after the Super Bowl. Man Bear, good morning, Danaroo and Scooby-Doo crew, exclamation point. You all have a fantastic day. Hey, I see what you did there. And hey, same to you, man. Hopefully it's a great day for you and everybody out there in the Doo crew. Lions Talk Live fan, yes, what a year. It's been a phenomenal year. Bird time. Good morning, brother Hookadoo. Go Lions. All right, and did you get the ticket? Burger? No, not yet. Okay, fair enough. Phil, good morning. Back at you, Phil. Hopefully it's a good one. Lions Talk Live fan, took almost 100 years to get here. Hey, but we're here. And, don't forget, in the 50s, in the 40s and 30s, we did win some stuff. So I get they weren't Super Bowls, but they're still championships all the same. You just changed the nameplate on it, I guess. See, Jess, greetings, salutations, Doo fans. Man, yesterday's games put me to sleep. I'm hoping today's are better. The Ravens, man, I could not. I give them all sorts of credit. The Steelers just, in my opinion, after that first quarter, they just looked spent on defense. They didn't look like they had really much left. I thought the Ravens really wanted to put up like 40 points or so on them. They could have. The Steelers didn't look like they had answers. Bo, mock draft, what's that? 100%. Yeah, hard to believe as Lions fans, we're not, hey, it's when January, we're not talking about free agency or mock drafts, but how things have changed in recent years. Gary, amazing how one sports team can lift us all. A Super Bowl win would send us to the moon. It would be, man. If you're a Detroit Lions fan, you'd be on cloud 9, right? Phil, if that's the best the AFC can do, we have not a problem. Yeah, we'll have to see how some of the other teams look, but I was not overly impressed with those matchups yesterday, and there's nothing you can do about it. If the NFL, you got to follow the guidelines, who plays who, and all that stuff. But hey, you had some teams that didn't perform well. Bird time, I agree. Jess, France. So who are we rooting for today? Kind of already covered that. Hopefully you caught it all, but you kind of at least know my thoughts. But if you guys have thoughts, who you want to see win, by all means, put it in the comment section. Lions Talk Live fan, how did the Steelers get in the playoffs? Man, they were so hot early in the year. And then they kind of just fizzled out like the last month or so. They just weren't that great. I was really thinking they would beat, Minnesota Vikings and some other teams here and there, but they just didn't. And I do wonder about their quarterback situation going forward. Justin Fields, man, I actually liked him in Chicago. Obviously, Chicago moved on from him. It would appear the Steelers are going to move on from him. As far as Wilson, man, I don't know. We'll see what shakes. I'm not really a Steelers fan, so I don't follow it that closely anymore. Good morning, Coach Dan and Duke Crew! Exclamation point! Another day of football. You are right. I hope today's games are better. Let's go Lions! Exclamation points! One pride. Woo! And I gotta imagine just out of nutrition, we're going to get some better games. Stephanie, good morning, boys! Exclamation point! Duke Crew! How many teams in the league are jealous of us? I think the number has to be high, around 24 or so, roughly. Jealous, or they just want to mimic you. I guess both can be true. But yeah, I think you're right. I think the vast majority, probably at least 2/3 of the league, will look at the Detroit Lions and say, hey, what do we have to do to be like the Lions? That's never happened before in my lifetime, but I think you're going to see more and more teams implement things we do. I think you're already seeing that, and not just in the NFL. I think you're seeing it at a lot of different levels as well. Lions have maybe set a nationwide, maybe in a worldwide trend in sports. Lions Talk Live fan, who isn't Steph? That's true. Stephanie laughing out loud, true. All right, Lions Talk Live fan, jealous or feared, take your pick. Yeah, both can be true. Okay, to add 70. If this was a game of darts, you just hit a bullseye. I'll go with that. Hardy, morning, sitting on a plane in Minneapolis, heading back to Detroit in full Detroit Lions gear. Enjoy it, my friend. Have a safe travel, by the way. Stephanie, what do you got? Hookadoo, and I do play darts a lot at the pub. Hey, I used to. One of the local pubs down the street from us used to have a ton of dart boards, used to play. I think some of that stuff, at least around here, they don't do that as much or allow as much anymore. However you want to word it. Hookadoo, same here, Steph. Phil, every time I'm in Grand Rapids, I speed down 28th Street, try and get Stephanie to pull me over. She always just sits there and watches me go by. There you go. All right, Susan, good morning, everyone. Come on, Green Bay, exclamation point, rooting for them. All right, I know some people are rooting for Green Bay to beat Philly, and get them out of the way for the Lions. Okay, and Stephanie, okay. Cricket is my favorite. Good to know. Hardy, good thing Will Anderson Jr. was hurt for the game against Detroit. Yeah, he did miss it. He did have some big plays yesterday for sure. Stephanie, try harder. There you go, Phil. Phil laughing. Hardy, seeing Will Anderson rush a quarterback made me miss Hutchinson. Yeah, I get some of us are still hoping Hutchinson comes back this year. I have no idea if he will or won't. I guess we'll see if that happens or not. Phil, Black Honda with the license plate. I love stuff. All right. Papa Noel, Hardy, they feel the same way for Aiden. Yes, I'm assuming that, yeah, Houston was probably happy not to have to face Aiden Hutchinson in that game. Phil, I don't know. Flowers. Okay, Phil, just kidding, Stephanie. Let's see, Quentin. Great citation. So today, the big day, we know tonight who we going to play next week, right? More than likely, yes. More than likely, we'll have a pretty firm idea who we're going to play. But keep in mind, there is still a situation that could unfold that we would have to wait until see the winner of tomorrow night's game. Bo, we have the biggest, baddest target of them all. Probably true. Everybody's gunning for us. Patrick, everyone, don't forget to hit that like and share icons. Yeah, if you guys can, hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the share, hit them all. That all helps out the channel quite a bit. So Small, good morning, Duke Crew. Same to you. Hardy, Kelly Stafford wants to play in Detroit. I'm sure she'd love to try to get some revenge. 100%. Voltron, what do you got? I think we play Washington next week. Rams in the NFC title game. Man, wouldn't that be something if the Lions faced Stafford for the right to go to the Super Bowl? Boy, I'm sure whoever's carrying that game would be loving it. The NFL would be loving it. And, I'm over it personally myself, but I also get, that could be something. JDC, getting real in the D. Go Lions. Good morning to you too, my friend. Hardy, Lions just need to win their home and indoor games. Yes, they do. They do that. They're going to be fine and in the Super Bowl. Pat, this has been the greatest season ever. Come on, Super Bowl. I think we're going to be there. Brother Ken, good morning to you, man. Let's see. Greetings and salutations, Duke Crew. Back at you. Hookadoo. Let's see. Kelly wants to play the backup quarterback. She may want to. I'm not touching that one. Dave Bing, what's going on, Brother Ken? Lions Talk Live fan. Did someone say Kelly was texting Hendon Hooker? I have no idea about that. Michael, greetings and salutations, Coach Dan and the Duke Crew. Go Lions. Hey, good to see you, my friend, this morning. Hopefully having a great start to your day. Hookadoo. I was kidding, Lions Talk Live fan. All right. Southwest, good morning, all. Wondering if Ben Johnson would rather avoid playing Dan Campbell and NFC North teams twice a year. He's been doing that the past 3 years plus. I would think if I'm Ben Johnson, I'd really have to be blown by the situation in Chicago to turn down some other opportunities. Just for that reason, whoever gets the Chicago job, it's going to be a dogfight. I mean, you look in trying to be as fair as I can be here. Detroit appears like we're going to be good for us a few more years to come. Green Bay ditto, Minnesota ditto. End of the day, as a coach, especially at the professional level, you're judged on one thing: do you win? And if you look at your path to winning in the NFC North, it's going to be a whole lot harder than, say, I'm assuming Green Bay, not Green Bay, New England, or Jacksonville, or maybe, and to be fair, the Raiders. The Raiders, I don't think would be a bad situation, but I'll let the more interested minds handle that one. But who's affected worse by moving the Monday Night Football to Phoenix? Man, I don't know. I don't really know if it'll affect anybody differently. If I'm the Rams, at least you get away from the situation in LA. And, again, thoughts and prayers to everybody affected by that. That thing's just out of control. And I can only imagine what it's like living out there, knowing that there are no shopping stores. There's no, power. I mean, it's going to take years for that place to recover, if it recovers. So maybe the Rams, because they just get an emotional and mental break from the situation. Brother Ken, Coach Dan, if MCDC can bring us a Lombardi, I guarantee he's never have to pay for a drink or another meal in the state of Michigan. Man, I would think you're dead spot right with that. I don't know where he goes for coffee. I don't drink coffee myself, but I know he goes with his little dog and his wife sometimes. I got to imagine they're like, nah, you're good, coach. You're good, coach. And wherever they go out to eat, yeah, I'm guessing he's going to get standing ovations for years. Michael, good morning. Coach Dan, the Duke Group, back at you. Lion Eyes, good morning, everyone. Same to you, my friend. Good start to your day. Chad, good morning, Coach Dan of the Duke Crew. Woo! With the way Houston played last night, I don't know. Might have a chance if they can get by Baltimore. My bro said on his deathbed, Texans versus Lions Super Bowl. Hey, sorry to hear about your brother. Could it happen? Sure. That could be one of the matchups, indeed. So, again, thoughts and prayers to your family for your brother. Hookadoo, I would think the Rams at Bo Booth. Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's probably a good call there, Hookadoo. Michael, boy, I can't talk here. Will we get draft compensation for AG leaving? If he does become a head coach somewhere, yes, I want to say it's 1 or 2 third-round picks, something like that. Brother Ken, Dave Bing, trying to stay warm in frigid Colorado. Man, how warm or not warm is it where you're at right now? I know it's not horrible here, but it is cold. It's 26 degrees currently, it says on my computer. Stephanie, give me a woo, coach. You know what? Why not, man? I'll give you a 1, 2. I don't know if I've ever given you a woo before, but here you go. And where you go. Courtney, this is a magical season, exclamation point. Glad to be here to see it. 100%, man. If you're a Lions fan, you got to be loving this thing. You've waited most of your life for something like this, and now you've got it. Let's see. Drew, good morning, Coach and Duke Crew. What a great time to be alive and to watch. Cheer and hell, maybe even cry. You might cry a little bit. The Lions have done that to us all, but hopefully tears of joy this season. Let's go Lions. 100% with that. 100%. JDC, Puff, woo, coffee, and Lions Talk Live. Great combination. See, Trump's good morning, all. Woo, back at you. Chad, let's go. Let's go Pride. Woo, Lions Talk Live fan. Woo, Coach, we are wounded up here. Troy D, greetings, salutations, everyone. Same to you, my friend. Good to see you as always, my friend. Mr. Nico, a team of outcasts, forgotten in desirable are on their way to becoming the most undisputed Super Bowl champions. Let that sink in. Love the journey with all my new friends. Hey, glad to have you a part of here as always, my friend. And yes, it's going to be one heck of a ride. Brother Ken, who's rooting against the Ohio State Buckeyes? I know I am. Probably more than a few, considering that, Lions, Michigan, everything, the connections. All right, Craig. Coach Dan, who would you like to see the Lions play? If I had to choose, boy, it's tough. I guess Green Bay, just because some of their injuries on D. Plus Love a little bit. I think he can be gotten a little bit. Plus, it also means if you're facing them, the Green Bay Packers took out Philadelphia. Other than that, oh boy, man, it's just tough because I think the NFC, there's a lot of parallel between teams. So I guess I'll go with Green Bay for now. But to be fair, if we got the Bucs or Washington, which we want to get the Bucs next round or in the next game, but there's a lot of teams I think we have some advantages over. So yeah, I'll go with Green Bay for now. How about that, Craig? Detroit needs Super Bowl bound, baby. I think we are. Ken says Ohio State's number 1 with the middle. Let's see. Rando, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you too. Trina, good morning to everyone on this Sunday. Woo! From Kalamazoo, Michigan. Gotta love me some Kalamazoo. See, Detroit JMO is going to explode in the playoffs. I think so, man. I won't be surprised if they set up a whole bunch of stuff for him. Bo, Ohio State versus Notre Dame is like Green Bay versus Dallas. Hate them both. Fair enough, man. Root for a tie. Chad, I really hope we get to see the Texans, C.J. Stroud, cannot win in Detroit. Let's see if we can get them in the Super Bowl. Southwest Lions are good. A third-round comp pick for 2 years if AG hired by another team as head coach. If both a majority coach and executive are hired away, Lions get a third-round compensation picks for 3 years. Okay, fair enough. And thank you for that, Southwest. Detroit D, I agree with you, Bo Booth. Let's see, Brother Ken, I'm a Michigan alum, and I can't help it. Hatred for Ohio State is in my DNA. There you go. Let's see, I might live in Ohio, Bo Booth, but I can't stand the Buckeyes. Fair enough. Rando, closing in on 58 years old and never seen all 4 teams either excelling or on an upswing. Love being a Detroit Lions fan. Yeah, right now, man, everything in Detroit sports is up and away. Brother Ken, I like the way you think, Hookadoo. Bo, I was born on U of M campus. Both mom and dad were alumni. Definitely in my DNA, Brother Ken, but I still can't root for Notre Dame. All right, fair enough. Southwest Lion, Brother Ken, I'm a Michigan alumni / fan. Not bothered if Ohio State wins the Natty. Michigan can say they beat the national champions. Yes, they can. I was thinking about that the other day. Plus, it's good for the rivalry. Michigan won the Natty prior year. Yeah, correct with that. You'd have the back-to-back Big Ten champs and 2 of the biggest names. But Rob, I wouldn't mind facing Green Bay in the divisional because that means they beat the Eagles. Correct with that. But I also take I would take the Commanders. I don't want LA or Vikings. Just tired of seeing them. Yeah, I get that, man. Fully, 100% there. Patrick, could we possibly go with a 4 wideout formation? At times, for sure. I could see that happening. And at times, we kind of do it anyways. Let's see, Rocky, good morning. All my granddaughter stayed over just to watch playoffs with me. Woo! Hey, hopefully you guys had a good time. Brother Ken, Bo, like Tupac said, I ain't mad at you, dog. Laughing out loud. Man, Tupac back in the day, man. Have you ever seen his area in Las Vegas? Hopefully you have. Detroit D, our safeties are the best in the NFL. BB, Kirby, and Iffy. Yeah, I think you might be right with that. It would be real hard to find a better 3-headed monster at the safety room than what we have. And again, especially with Kirby and BB getting all pro. I mean, man, that's rare for a team to have too, even though, Brian Branch got it as a cornerback. Trey D, I hope we can keep Iffy. I would think Iffy would want to stay. I don't know that though, but if somebody throws a number at him he can't refuse, I get it too though. Chad, definitely 100% best in the NFL. Chad, me too. I agree with both. John, greetings, salutations, and the world famous New Crew. Good morning to you, sir. Hopefully it's a great start to your day. Derek, how I hate Ohio State. Feel the same about Notre Dame. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people in the area that have that mantra. Brother Ken, Southwest, I get your point 100%. I'd admit it makes the Big Ten look good. Yeah, agreed with that 100%. Patrick, Detroit D, I agree. I like Iffy. I think most Lions fans do. Southwest Lion. Yeah, I'd like to see the Lions keep Iffy as well. But if he plays well in the postseason, other teams may overspend to get him. I get that. Yeah, 100%. And he would have earned it. Detroit D, MCDC is coach of the year. Don't what the national media says. Yeah, don't care what they say it are. Yeah, I got you, man. I got you. Bo, right there with you, Detroit D. Southwest Lion, Brother Ken, exactly. It's good for the Big Ten if Ohio State wins it. I would say yes. And the rivalry, because Michigan could say they beat the national champs. Michigan got off to a bad start. And a lot of reasons why. I'm not here to debate that. But down the stretch, obviously, they turned some things around. They had some big wins. That would be obviously the biggest one of the year. It may even if the Ohio State doesn't win the Natty, would be their biggest one of the year. Burger time, I agree. Detroit D. Jason, good morning, all. The Ravens looked pretty good last night. They might get the Chiefs and Bills a problem. Lions for life, Superdome or bust. Hey, all roads in Detroit lead to New Orleans. No, we have the record for records. We might just have the record for records. Patrick, Bo Booth, laughing out loud for sure and certain. Hookadoo, laughing out loud, Bo. Brother Ken, what do you got? Southwest Line, I was so sick of the SEC elitists who look down on the rest of the Division I schools. Serves them right. Yeah, it's a different world now. SEC is not what it once was. Southwest Line, the Steelers should have just formed a line of scrimmage that waited for Jackson. The mistake was over pursuing and not staying in the lanes. Yeah, they shot themselves in the foot a lot. Chad, do you think we're going to lose any of our coaches at the end of the season, or if we go all the way or not? Yes, I think at this point it's unavoidable. Some are going to leave. Some are going to get new coaching opportunities to advance their careers, bigger paychecks. And I know some people say, hey, Sheila should just, spend more. That's, to me as a coach, and I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for everybody out there. That's not all of it. At some point, the money becomes one thing. I'm sure for some people it's more, but it's the opportunity to advance your career, to become the head coach, or, if you're coming from a positional coach to become the offensive coordinator, defense coordinator, that's more what it's about. Southwest line, whoever the Ravens play going forward, they should just load the box and make Jackson beat them with the pass. Yeah, they might just try that. Brother Ken, Southwest line, what's your take on Mike Tomlin? He's never had a losing season, but besides his Lombardi, the Steelers are one and done. What's your take? We'll find out. Derek, MCDC would have gone for it on fourth if he was coaching the Chargers. Agreed with that. Chargers, I know the Steelers had a couple spots there too. Detroit D, I just hope for after we win the Super Bowl, we can pay Kirby, JMO. Got to keep this core together as long as we can. Yeah, I'm going to guess they're both going to get paid. I don't see Kirby Joseph leaving or Jameson Williams leaving. But I've been wrong before. Bo, losing Watson is bad, but hurting is worse. Correct with that. Correct. Mike M, if Ben leaves, I think passing game coordinator Tannen, man, I always kill his last name, becomes offensive coordinator. And yeah, I think they've been grooming him a little bit just in case. So I think you're spot on with that, Mike. Southwest brother Ken, well, Tomlin really hasn't had a strong quarterback since Roethlisberger. I would say that's probably accurate. I almost wonder if the Steelers might trade him to another team. Could be. Detroit D, I trust Brad and Dan to replenish talent on this team if we lose a few key players. Yeah, it's part of keeping a team strong and talented. They've clearly got a great eye for talent. They do a good job developing it. The offensive line, I think they've addressed that already with Manu and Mahogany, and maybe even Sorsdale. I think those guys are going to step into roles as some of these guys depart or age out. As far as some of the guys on defense, whatever, we'll see what they unfold and do. The Southwest line, those first two AFC games yesterday were disappointing, not competitive. I think the NFC games are going to be a lot tighter. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you on that one. See, Derek, it's going to be a love hurts game. It probably will be. Trey, agree. The Southwest line, good one. Brother Ken, Southwest, good point. I know my family in Pittsburgh are getting frustrated with Tomlin. Yeah, some are. I know a coaching buddy of mine. He's a big diehard Steelers fan, and he's wanted Tomlin fired forever. It's tough for me because the guy's won championships. He's, like you guys already pointed out, he wins every season. But at some point, you're going to need more than X and O's. You're going to need guys who make plays. And when I look at the Steelers, especially on offense, I just don't know if they have any playmakers or enough playmakers. Maybe that's a better way to word it. Mike M, if Ben leaves, I think the Lions stay in-house and hire passing coordinator Tanner Extran as offense coordinator. I agree with that. Detroit D, Packers and Broncos. Michael, I think we face the Commanders or Rams. I'll go with that. Lions Talk Live fan. Pitt needs a rebuild. Yeah, probably in a couple spots for sure. Bo Booth, Redskins. People are calling for that just because it'd be a new matchup, for sure. And a rookie quarterback. Southwest line, Brother Ken, it seems as though the Steelers are definitely in a postseason run. Yes, they are for a while. It feels like it's been like a decade since they really done anything in the postseason. Rocket coach, no injuries this weekend. And about Minnesota, we saw the old Darnold come back, and I hope he stays there. If they don't win Monday night, or if he doesn't really do well, man, I think they move on from him. That's just my call. Dorothy, morning, woo, and back at you. Hopefully it's a good start to your morning. Michael, Broncos are AFC Detroit D. Correct. Hey, Vape, I believe this season long Lions hangover is real. The Rams will beat the Vikings. Could just be. Detroit D upsets today. Let's cheer him on. Brother Ken, why is Herbert considered so? I don't think he's played very well in the postseason. And now he's done it for multiple quarterbacks. What was it, 2 years ago or something like that, when they had some sort of stupid 24-3 leader, whatever it was at halftime, and didn't hold on. Not that he should get all the blame, Ken, but you're the quarterback. You're going to get some of it. All right, Southwest, a vape blue flu. Brother Ken, rut is the understatement of the decade, exclamation point. I appreciate your generous critique. There you go. Jesse, thank you, Dan, for what you do, exclamation point. I look forward to this every day. Go Lions. Woo! Woo! Hey, no worries. I enjoy it, so I'm glad somebody else does too. Troy D, I know Denver is an AFC team. There you go. Dorothy, one pride. Go Lions. Back at you. 8 Vape. Good morning, Coach Dan and the Duke Crew. Super Bowl is getting close. Woo! You know what? And after today, think about it, man. What's it? After Monday's games, what is it? Like nearly 45% of the teams are donezo in the playoffs already. There's, whatever. I mean, whatever. It's 55%, 45%. I'm doing it in the math in my head in the morning, and I had my delicious dew. All right, Southwest Line, KOC will make adjustments if Vikings play Lions again. Yeah, I think so. They'll make some adjustments. I'm guessing they'll have to make adjustments to the adjustments. Lions will need to be prepared to make adjustments as well. Correct. Jay Ford's rocks and he rolls, but he's doing it from the couch probably or wherever he's going to watch today's games. Let's see, Lions Soccer Live fan. Whichever team comes to Ford Field will be wearing their adult diapers, probably, because we're going to hit some people. Let's see, Sarge, good morning, Dan and Duke Crew. Good to see you, Sarge. Game day, exclamation point. Woo! Don't like the Vikings, think the Rams are lesser of the two evils. Go Lions. We'll go with that. See, Lions Soccer Live fan team. Bo, open house tick I use. Drop a vanilla in the oven, makes it smell, homely. Yeah. I used to tell people if they could maybe bake some cookies or something like that, about an hour and a half before the open house, just to have that aroma in the air. Brother Ken, I can't picture Dan Campbell choking. He's got that dog in him. Yeah, I don't think he's that kind of guy. Let's see, Ken, Justin Herbert is overrated. Could be some people going that way. Dorothy getting ready to go to work. Have a good day at work. Still helping friends get their houses back together after Hurricane Helen in Milton. Good morning from Florida. Hey, hopefully you have a great day down there. And yeah, thoughts and prayers to all those affected by it. Same with the people in LA. Southwest Line, I'm not worried about our Lions play. The Lions just have to play to their ability or capability. Do that, and I like our chances. I do too, 100% Southwest. JDC Bo Booth incentive makes it smells like a 70s head shop. There we go. Let's see, Lions for life. Dan Campbell for Coach of the Year. I think he's going to get it. Bo, JDC, if you want to give them the munchies. Hey, there you go. JDC, a thumbing up. Rando, gotta be tough as one of the greatest of all time, no doubt. Gotta be considered one of the greatest of all times. Yeah, I think we would be when we win the Super Bowl this year. Southwest Line, with all the injuries the Lions had, MCDC absolutely should be Coach of the Year. I think so too. Overcame a lot of situations. Give a lot of people credit for it, but yes, they will have done that. Keith, good morning. Exclamation point. Greetings, salutations. It does not matter who we play. Bring them all on. We are going to the Super Bowl. We will be 18-2. Go Lions. Woo! And I'm down with that, my friend. I think you're thinking very wisely this morning. Brother Ken, Southwest Line, agreed. Say what happens to J Mommy. That I don't know. Too early for J Mommy. Yeah, could be. Brother Ken laughing out loud. Bird time. Living in New York, it might be tough to get to a donut store. You might have to book a flight. There you go. Sorry about that, man. Bo, good morning, all. JDC Magic 8 Ball says Lions Super Bowl. Hex, yeah, I'm down with that, my friend, with an exclamation point. Bird time. For people living in the metro area, that shop that has the St. Brown cake is giving away tickets to this weekend's game. Just need to purchase something in the store. Okay, yeah, 100%. St. Brown announced it on his podcast. That was a nice one, man. Good promotional move for him there. Southwest Line, first time Lions ever won back-to-back division wins. Let that sink in. Yeah, since the divisional format's been around, I know back in the 50s they won their division or whatever it was called back then, back-to-back. But yeah, it's been a long time. Mike K, oh yeah, I'm down with that. Coach Rock, I'm not putting the cart before the horses. This is a one game at a time. Prepare for, and I will take a home team wins every game in these playoffs. The best two teams in Super Bowl. Lions, I'm down with that. Yeah, don't overlook anybody, man. You've got to just focus on that moment. JDC, woo, that defense. It is indeed. Derek, I've been entering 150 to 200 sweepstakes every day since 2016. Just hit the 30K milestone in prizes. Hey, congrats, man. That's hard to do. Bird time, I trust you've tried the Ticketmaster. There you go. Yeah, tried Ticketmaster. Yeah. Troy D, he has a pass for life in the state of Michigan. I would think so, man. I would think so if when we win the Super Bowl. Brother Ken, are you kidding me? The Bears are a mess times 10. Yeah, I would think if he's got either Aaron Glenn or Ben Johnson or whoever, if they've got other options, they're not going there. You're correct with that, Brother Ken. Derek, I think Ben is eyeing a membership to the Jacksonville Country Club right about now. They're probably going to throw that in for him to try to get him. Dorothy, 34 in Florida. Wow. Do you guys even have furnaces? I'm not sure. Ken, Lions just hanging out in the front porch waiting for new. Okay. Dorothy, all my life as a Lions fan. Hey, enjoy it and enjoy this game next weekend. Lauren, I'd like to play the Commanders. Might just get that. Hookadoo, Dorothy, I hope you have a winter coat. That's chilly for Florida. That's pretty cold. And if you're not used to it, that's real cold. Lauren, good morning, Coach Dan and the Duke crew. Woo! Same as you, Lauren. James Dean, Lions fan since 1975. This is the perfect time to be a fan. One pride, you're not wrong with that, my friend. Hookadoo, Lauren, I checked out your channel. I subscribed. Yep. Hey, if you guys can't go check out the Michigan Panther Pride. Let's see, Motown Mitch. We had 8.5 inches of snow here in Texas Thursday. Wow, that's 8.5 inches. Motown, what part of Texas do you live in? That's crazy thinking. Let's see, JDC, go Lions. Sarge, I would like to see our champion Lions dethrone the arrogant KC. We might get that opportunity in the Super Bowl. Correct, Sarge. Correct, Sarge. Johnny, happy Wild Card Sunday, Duke crew. Hope everyone has a great day watching football. Same to you, Johnny. And hey, shoot me a text, man. We got to get you on the show again. If you need anything from me, don't be afraid to let me know. Pete, good luck, Detroit. Go get them. Let's go get them. Lions Talk Live fan, hit that thumbs up. Yeah, if you guys can, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, hit all the buttons. Doug Speedman, still love the name, man. Let's go to Duke crew. I see 230 plus watching, but only 119 likes. Hit that thumbs up for Dan. Woo! Yeah, if you guys can, hit all the buttons on that one. Sarge, does Sonic have a contract for next season? He does. Detroit for life. Detroit/Bills Super Bowl revenge game. That would be a pretty high scoring matchup. How about that? Bo Sarge, first round pick, still has a couple years to go. Correct with that. Lions for life. The only thing I don't like about the first round bye is waiting so long to watch Lions. Hey, I get that, man. We're all in the same boat there. JDC, happy trails. Go Lions victory. Burger time. Yes, Hookadoo. Keeping my eye out for everything. I appreciate the help, but thanks. Go Lions. And hey, good luck getting that ticket, man. Bo, happy trails, Duke crew. All done and dusted for this bye weekend. See you later. We'll see you next time. Dorothy, Dan Campbell rocks. Yes, he does. All right, guys, if there is some sort of breaking news today, I'll get it over to you as quick as possible. Pretty light day wise for me. Got to do a little scouting stuff. I get to do that home while watching the games. And all of that, got to host an open house. So if you would be so kind before checking out, hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, hit all of them. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you guys all on the next Lions Talk Live. If I don't lose my voice.
Excuse me, sir, would you... Donations to the Reverend Moon? Jews for Jesus?
Read about Jehovah's Witness? How about Buddhism?
Help Jerry's kids? Oh, yeah. Scientology?
Or nuclear power?